So I'm Dr. Mo Elamir. Everybody, in the clinic, makes fun of me because I'm from New Jersey. So if anybody's from Jersey there, I could use some support down here in Florida. But I went to Rutgers University and I did my residency training in internal medicine with the Robert Wood Johnson program. So I'm a board certified internal medicine physician, and I was part of the standard medicine practice. I had 3 offices, rounded on my own patients in the local hospitals in Jersey City, and even saw them in the local nursing homes. So kind of the old school way of practicing medicine that doesn't really exist nowadays. But I was seeing patients, every day, up to 50 a day, and loving my patients, loving my practice, but always looking for something new. I wanted to do more for my patients and in medicine. Around that time, my late father, who was a neurologist, suffered a small stroke. And that stroke took away his speech. He became aphasic. He could say about a few words, pretty devastating. But thank God, physically, he was fine. But it led me to researching, how can I heal his brain after the stroke? In medicine, we get trained so much about time is tissue. Treat that stroke as soon as possible, within 4 hours or so. But there isn't much about what you can do after the fact. So in my research, I found a few studies from Israel, from Dr. Shai Efrati, using hyperbaric oxygen medicine to heal the brain for stroke patients. And I said, okay, that's interesting. I'm familiar with hyperbarics with diabetic foot wounds. I had plenty of diabetic patients, and some of them weren't great controlling their sugars, and they got foot wounds, and I would send them to hyperbaric clinics locally to heal their feet. Well, it turns out that that old technology, that old concept, can be applied to different organs when applied in the right way. And Dr. Efrati's studies demonstrated this. So I was very interested. I read all his papers on stroke, traumatic brain injury, healthy aging, cognition, and call it God, fate, serendipity, whatever you call it. I got an email from a recruiter. And by the way, I get these emails every day and I delete all of them. But this one I happened to open, and it was from Dave and his company and his recruiter looking for new physicians to work at the AVIV clinics in Central Florida. And I looked it up and I said, the Villages, what are the Villages? And we'll get into that a little bit later, I'm sure. But when I called and Dave explained, hey, this isn't your typical hyperbaric clinic. This is based on Dr. Shai Efrati. This is actually his company. And he interviews all the physicians applying for the job. So I said, great, I'm applying for the job. I just wanted to talk to the man himself about my father to see if his new protocol could help heal my father's brain. And then if you really want to believe in fate and everything happens for a reason, I thought this was going to be a phone call. He's in Israel, I'm in New Jersey. I said, no, he's going to be in New York City in a couple of weeks. He can squeeze you in for breakfast. That's the only time he has. Perfect. Crossed the Hudson River, had breakfast. Breakfast turned to brunch. Brunch turned to lunch. Spoke for 3.5 hours. I was really late for my office that day, but it was worth it. He was so open about his research. He told me about papers that were just published a few months ago, years ago, open about the data, open about the science and the research. His motivations is to make this protocol out there, treat as many people, as many diagnoses and conditions as possible. So when I saw, the protocol and the company for what it was and its motivations, I said, okay, this is real. And then Dave was very smart to invite me and my wife to come to Florida in February to tour the clinic. And coming from New Jersey to Florida in February, it's like, oh, I could live in Florida. But what really sealed the deal was meeting the team, seeing the clinic. I mean, the team we have here, the protocol that we use, the things that we do for our patients, that's what brought me here and has kept me here for the past couple of years.
Yeah, the universe really works in that mysterious way of connecting all those dots and bringing you to Central Florida of all places. So amazing story.